Whoa. Is there anybody out there in YouTube land on a Sunday afternoon? I'm just in the office here taking a little break. Been doing some work in the shop, outside the shop, and it's hot. Just want to see if anybody was online. What are you guys doing? Are you napping today or something? What's going on? I was hoping to tell you guys a little bit about what's coming up here at OK Speed Shop. We got a lot of fun and exciting things going on. Probably too much stuff going on at the same time. It's a lot to manage, but I must entertain the people. Yo, what's up, Max? How you doing, buddy? Did you get moved off yet? I don't know how much delay is on this thing, but just curious what you guys have going on. I got some exciting stuff coming up. Just excited to share with you guys about it. Where'd you move to, dude? I remember Lenny telling me that you were moving off. She was sad. Where are you guys watching from? I just had a few minutes here. I was just cooling off, letting my truck cool off a little bit out there, and just wanted to see where you're coming from. Johnny Johnson, all the way from Flint, Michigan. Dang. I bet the weather's probably not as hot in Flint, Michigan. What's the temp over there, Johnny? Max, all the way over in Georgia. Man, I bet you guys get some good peaches over there. I got some crazy stuff coming up. 1776, Hank from Iowa. Just got home from church. I had a little church this morning. Already got back and had a little time to do a little wrenching in the process of making the next episode on the new little 75 buried square body that I just started. Having some fun with it. I'm not going to give it away. You guys got to watch the episode that's coming up. It'll be a few more days. Johnny's working in 86 degrees. That's not as cold as I thought it would be. I mean, it's like mid-90s over here. So listen, I've got some fun stuff coming up here. So just a quick rundown of all of the projects that I'm working on. It's the number is growing. I need to get rid of some stuff. So if anybody's looking to buy anything and you don't mind driving to Oklahoma, let me know. But so I'm working on right now the 1975 GMC Sierra Heavy Half. Come to find out, you guys let me know, that's pretty desirable truck. I didn't realize the Heavy Half was as rare as it was. Heavy Half truck, I just got it running in the last video. So if you haven't checked that one out, you need to go see it. Got it running. I'm working on it right now. So the next week's episode is going to be on it again, and you're not going to want to miss it. Let's see what else. I've got another truck that I'm not going to tell you guys about yet. That I went and picked up the other day. So that'll be probably 2 or 3 videos away. So in a couple weeks, you guys will see that one. I think you're going to like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The wife's Bel Air. I don't know if you guys saw the wife's Bel Air that we went and picked up over in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We've been itching to get to work on that. But before we can get to work on it, I am going to let a little bit of the cat out of the bag on that. We went and we decided, we've been going back and forth on what to do with that Bel Air. It is all original. It is a 1954, but it's 3 on the tree and all stock rear end and everything. And my wife, she really wants this thing to just be able to drive around town and take on trips, stuff like that, and not have to worry about a finicky old engine and stuff. So we were like, okay, you don't want 3 on the tree. Let's just switch to an automatic. Well, then come to find out, it's an enclosed driveline. So in order to swap the transmission out, we would then have to change the rear end out. And then we still have just the straight 6 motor, and I don't know, not that exciting. Also, there's no disc brakes, there's no power steering, power brakes, anything like that. So what we decided to do was, I don't know if you guys watched the channel Turn and Rust or Restored, a guy named Lance Bush out of Bogota, Texas. I actually used to live in Bogota, Texas, and knew Lance a little bit from then, so we're connected on Facebook. And I saw that he had posted a chassis of like a, and then you guys are maybe going to get mad at me about this, but Lenny's not here right now, Max. But whenever she gets here, next time I do this, I'll throw her on here and let you say hi to her. But anyway, he posted this chassis that is actually of like a 1952 Ford pickup. But the wheelbase is perfect. It's 116 inches. It's already set up for a Chevy motor because the previous owner was going to put a small block in a Ford. It's got a Mustang 2 front end. It's got an S10 rear end that's a little bit shortened. I think it's like 8.8 rear end. So it'll be able to take some wide tires. And it's got the rack and pinion steering already in it. So we pulled the trigger on it, and we're going to go and pick it up within the next week or so. So you guys will get to see that adventure. And then we're going to take the Bel Air off of the stock frame. We're going to ditch the stock engine, the stock transmission, stock rear end. So that will be up for sale if anybody needs that. And we're just going to set it right on that modified frame and make that thing just a reliable daily driver. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys are going to see that coming up. Lexi's excited to be back on the channel. She's going to be painting that frame and cleaning out the Bel Air and helping me strip it down so that we can set it over there. I've also got a 350 V8. It's actually a TBI motor. I can't decide if I want to swap it over to a carburetor or even fuel injection. What would you do? Open to insight on that. But I'm going to drop that in that thing. It's going to have some power. It's going to be reliable. It's going to be a lot of fun for her. Probably end up doing vintage air on that later. But you guys are going to have to like and comment and share these videos because I need some YouTube revenue coming in to be able to pay for all that crap because it's expensive, as you know. So that's the Bel Air. That's the Tommy's 75 pickup. The blue C10, 1980 Cheyenne. That thing is like pushed to the side right now. I'm going to probably have to do some tuning on it. It's got that D-stroke 400 motor, and I'm going to go through it, get all the valves adjusted right. I just learned how to do that on the 75 truck, if you watch that one. So I'm going to get the valves adjusted, spark plug wires, just get it running right. And here's what I was excited to tell you guys about. I just bought 2 new hoods for the 73 to 80 square body. Now, if you know anything about those, that hood is about impossible to find that's not creased up. So you can buy a new one, and they're only a couple $100, $200 or $300 for a new hood, but then the shipping is at least that much more. So then you're $600 into an unpainted hood. I didn't really want to do that on these projects. So I searched on Marketplace, and I found 2 hoods. I found one in Hot Springs, and I found one in Durant, Oklahoma. And I'm going to go get both of them. And they're solid hoods because I've got the 80 Cheyenne that needs a hood, and then I've got the 75 Sierra that also needs a hood. So going to get hoods for those so they're not going to look quite as junky. Johnny, the red truck is I still got it. It's kind of been pushed to the side as well. I've got to drop an engine in it. I've got the 350. I got that 350 out of the Camaro that I went and I've got it all painted up, and I've got an engine dress-up kit for it, stuff like that. So I just need to drop it in. Once that thing is dropped in, and that's going to be a pretty cool truck. I do have to fix the roof where I dropped the crane on it. It's going to be fixable. My grandfather-in-law's got a Port Power, so it's going to pop that out of there. It's a patina truck anyway. It'll be a whiskey dent. It'll be a little character for it, no problem. What else we got? Oh, I've got the 57 pickup. I've just got to start cleaning up some wiring under the dash on it. And I've got to bolt down the trans tunnel where I finally got the gear shifter working, finally. I got to do some, got to cut out some stuff and make it fit. What else on that? I got to get the doors shutting right on that because neither of the doors latch right because it's old and rusty. So I got to figure that part out. The air ride is starting to bleed off a little bit. I did put some thread locker on it, and that's slowing the bleed off a lot. But I got to do a little bit more on that before it's roadworthy. I've got insulation carpet kit for it, which is really going to make it sweet. And then I got to do the bed. I'm going to do a custom wood bed in it, so you guys are going to get to see that. Ironhide said shipping prices are crazy. $5 part costs $30 to ship. Dude, you are not lying. I mean, why? We live in America. There's trucks running up and down the highway all day, every day. Why is shipping that high? And why does it take so long for stuff to get here? It's ridiculous. So I'm trying to find as much used parts as I can that are salvageable, and then get as much as I can get from the local parts store, which fortunately for these square bodies and these, Chevy 350s, you can find most everything right there locally. So what are you guys working on? I've rambled enough. What do you guys got going on? I want to hear from you. Mike Oxlong says, what about fatherhood? Dude, let me tell you about fatherhood. Fatherhood is the best thing on the planet. I got 2 little girls, and my oldest, she's been out of state this past week visiting my parents. And my littlest one, she went to see her other grandparents for a couple days. So wife and I, we had a pretty fun weekend by ourselves this past weekend. Went on a little date night over to Dallas, and the girls are getting back today. So you'll be seeing them in and out of the videos. They're awesome. I love them. You got any kids, Mike? You guys let me know what you're working on and what problems you're having. Make me not feel so bad for being so slow about every single thing that I do. What's up, Micah? If you guys are on here and you're not subscribed to the Empire of Rust, go check him out. He's got a lot of cool, fun stuff coming up on his channel too. That's the coolest name on YouTube, the Empire of Rust. I wish I would have thought about that name. Oh man, what do you guys think of my rehydration flask? This is Lenny's. I've been like getting dehydrated out there working in the sun. So I've been drinking Element, LMNT, watermelon salt. You just put it in your water and it just rehydrates you with electrolytes. Ironhide's got an old 2000 C2500 that he's fighting right now. Spider injection is not my friend. That sounds way over my head, buddy. It sounds cool, though. Hey, if you guys are on Instagram, add me on Instagram, too, because I always want to be like, show me a picture, but you can't send a picture on YouTube. So my Instagram is OK_speed_shop. I had to add the underscores because the OK Speed Shop was already taken. So, yeah, add me on there so you guys can send me pictures of your project. Also want to remind y'all, check out my merch store, okspeedshop.myshopify.com. I got a bunch of new t-shirts on there, all premium tees. I had a professional design some logos. Trying to up the merch game because, that's just, I hate just like saying, hey, donate to the channel. I would rather sell you something cool so that I can make a little there to fund these projects. So, okspeedshop.myshopify.com. Also want to invite anybody here to be a part of the Shop Dogs membership. If you like interacting like this, we do a lot of that with the Shop Dogs. So it's $1.99 a month. And it's basically the way I look at my Shop Dogs. I call them the Shop Dogs because it's kind of branded after my dog, Bandit, is always right there with me when I'm working in the shop. He's the first to see everything that I do. He's there for me to bounce ideas off of. I talk to him, whatever. That's kind of what the memberships is about. So the Shop Dogs, I do members only polls. I do members only live streams. I ask for advice. I consider you guys on the Shop Dogs like my creative team. So if I've got a question or a thought or an idea, I bounce it off the members first, let them kind of help me determine the direction that I go with the channel. So it's a huge support to me. If you're interested in that, it's $1.99 a month. And it's not much for you. But if I get a bunch of people doing that, that's going to really help me do some cool stuff in the shop. Let's see. Steve Rogers is having a terrible time getting the driver's side door to shut on his chassis swapped 55 Chevy. Dude, if you figure it out, please let me know, because I have like messed with the bolts on the hinges. I even like welded a little thing on there to try to get it to stay up. And I can slam that thing as hard as I want to, and it just doesn't latch. I've been lubing up the little door handles or the little latch on the inside of the door. Just not getting there yet. So I don't know if I need a new latch or like the new part on the inside of the door that it hooks to or what. So Steve, if you figure it out, please let me know. What we got here? Let's see. Micah at Empire of Rust says to shim the body mounts. Shim the body mounts. For what, dude? What are you talking about? To get the door to latch? Huh. Sorry, I'm thinking about how that would help. Mike is an old wrencher from way back, so he may actually have some good feedback here. Let me ask you guys this while we're waiting on some more comments to come in. You know, you watch channels like Puddin's Fab Shop and Vice Grip Garage and different channels like that. A lot of times they'll get a project in and they'll do a whole series on Casey's Customs. He does this a lot. He'll do a whole series on just one truck. Do you guys prefer that, or are you guys cool with me bouncing around, like do 1 or 2 weeks on one vehicle and then like a couple weeks on the Bel Air and then a couple weeks on the red truck? You know, because I'm trying to like build all these simultaneously, and I don't want to just be like 6 months on one truck and you guys get bored. So I've been trying to bounce around a little bit, but you guys let me know. I value your feedback on that. Max at TTVR says, yeah. A series gets boring, Johnny. Okay, cool. That makes me feel better. I had somebody comment that they wanted me to just stick with one, but I don't know. I get bored too. Let's see. Ironhide said, sounds like the frame is twisting the old chassis and shimming idea would level the chassis on the frame. Okay. Steve says, mine's not on the stock floor. Oh, okay. He twisted the cab but couldn't make up the difference. Huh. Interesting. Steve over at Crosstead Garage and Salvage says, got to mix it up for those of us with low attention spans. Now, if you guys watched my last video of getting the 75 Sierra running, Steve was the guy that I called over at Crossthread Garage and Salvage. So his channel is awesome. So if you guys are interested in like a father-daughter garage situation, check out Crossthread Garage and Salvage. What's up, dude? So help me understand this, because I am like very simple when it comes to these. But how the cab sit on the chassis affect how the door shuts? Is that what we're still talking about? Because I mean, it doesn't even have to be on the frame for the door to shut. Enlighten me. Johnny says, try to not make 2-hour videos. That gets boring too. All right. I've thought the same thing, man. I tried to watch a 2-hour video and it took me like 5 sessions. Like I really wanted to see it. I was, engaged in it, but I just don't have 2 hours to sit around and watch a full video. So I don't know how those guys do it, but I see a lot of that. Maybe it's because they already have a couple 100,000 viewers or something, that if they have a couple 100,000 subscribed to them, click the button. Anyway, if they already have that many people subscribed, maybe a bunch of them will still watch that long, but I mean, my last video was 55 minutes, and I felt like it was way too long. So keep it under an hour. It's okay to change it up. Any other suggestions, thoughts, or ideas? What do you guys want to see? You guys want to see more Will It Runs? Do you want to see more restoration? Do you want to see like a challenge? Me and Steve over at Crosstead Garage and Salvage, we're thinking about trying to come up with some sort of collaboration. I don't know what that's going to be. We're going to go somewhere, do a race, do a competition. You guys ever see those little like $500 beater races where you buy like an old truck and you have to go through a series of tests with it for $500 budget? Thought about doing something like that. Micah at Empire of Rust says the body is flexible and can affect how the doors latch. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. So shimming the body on the frame doesn't really have anything to do with the frame. It's just twisting the body. So shim up the back or something like that to twist the cab up. I see what you're saying now. Micah says he'll tow us when we break down. That's probably going to be a necessity. Johnny said that's called the Gambler 500. Yeah. Yeah, it's not much of a gamble. It's pretty much a guarantee that we're going to need to be towed. I can't even drive around the block without getting stranded. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to have some fun with you guys. Just here to please, here to entertain. So just wanted to pop on here and say hello. I didn't really have any plan with this. I was honestly just came in here to cool off, get an air conditioner. I'm doing some work outside. About to get back to it. But yeah, you guys feel free to comment and let me know anything that you guys want to see more or less of. Mike is still working on his Elko video. So go check out the Empire of Rust. Go check out Cross Thread Garage and Salvage. Max over at TTVR, he's got a gaming channel. If you're into that, check him out. Let's see here. Johnny, I need to check and see if you got a channel, bud. But if you have a YouTube channel, or Steve Rogers, any of those guys, man, let's all subscribe to each other and stay in touch. I enjoy this. I didn't want to get on this channel just to like not talk to anybody. I really like you guys are my friends, so I want to get to know you guys and hear about your lives and let you know about mine. Steve at Crossthread says, we want to know more about your professional cowboy days. Okay, Steve, you must be one of these guys that watches all the way through on these videos. I think I mentioned that when we dropped the Bel Air. I'll say this real quick before I get off. Yeah, so I used to be a professional rodeo cowboy and a professional horse trainer before I got into mechanicking and what I do now. So my job right now is I'm a photographer. I photograph real estate, and I just do the mechanicking for fun. So, but before that, I used to live in Southern Illinois, and I got a job, my first job, second job. My first job was at Dairy Queen when I was 15 years old. I was making $5 an hour flipping burgers. It sucked, and I was ready to quit. But my dad knew a guy that had a quarter horse ranch, and he asked me if I wanted a job shoveling horse crap. And I was like, that's got to be better than working at Dairy Queen. I'm in. It was like $8 an hour cash. So I was like, all right, let's go. So I started working over there, and I don't know, I was 16 years old and was around all these horses. And I don't know, I always played football and was kind of an adrenaline junkie. So now that I was a cowboy, I wanted to be a bull rider. And I was like, well, if I'm going to be a cowboy, I'm going to have the most fun cowboying that I can possibly do. So I started telling my boss that I wanted to start riding bulls. Well, he had been a bull rider, and he was like, he had gotten hurt real bad, almost died. And he's like, no, you don't want to ride a bull. He said, if you want to get bucked off, I got a horse I can put you on to buck you off. So he was training colts and stuff like that. So he put me on this bronc, and that sucker bucked me off like 8 times in a row. But I got up smiling every time. I loved it. It was a blast. So I started riding colts for them, and then, the longer I did that a couple of years, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go enter a rodeo, and started riding saddle broncs, and then ended up getting a rodeo scholarship to Northeast Texas Community College, and that got me down in East Texas, and I met my wife, ended up moving to Oklahoma, which is where I live now. But yeah, just rodeoed for like 8 years and rode saddle broncs and made a living breaking colts and all of that. It's hard on the body, but it was a lot of fun. So now I'm out of that now, just do photography. Got little kids, can't afford to be getting hurt. But I'm still looking for adrenaline rushes, so I guess that's why I've started jacking with these old trucks. You never would think that getting an engine running would be an adrenaline rush, but it really is. You guys will understand that. Johnny said it's a crappy job, but somebody's got to do it. It's so true, man. What do you guys do for a living? You're welcome, Steve. It's fun interacting with you guys. Thank you guys for interacting with me. I hope this thing grows. I hope we can do this on a bigger scale. Yeah, photography is definitely a safer choice. Not much of an adrenaline rush. It's kind of a monotonous system that I do, but pays the bills. Anyway, you guys comment what you do, comment what you want to see. Ironhide's a mechanic in a city garage. Empire of Rust says that he wrenches on his own. That's cool. Johnny, retired UAW. Heck yeah. That's cool, guys. Man, you guys are an awesome bunch of guys. See you later, Cross Thread. See you, Steve. See you, everybody. I think I'm going to hop off here, too. I think I've wasted enough time inside. I got to get... Stay tuned for the next video. Join up for memberships. $1.99 a month. Buy a t-shirt.